Hey guys, happy fall. Listen, I'm going to do a brief tutorial on a piece by Burgmuller, okay? It's called Arabesque. It's number 2. It's an etude. Etude means study. It's in the key of A minor. I'm going to play a little brief demonstration first, and then I'll go over the tutorial section. Everyone seems to know this piece, and most of my students have learned it at one time or another. Beautiful. It's really a beautiful piece. Just that little... So I want to talk to you a little bit about technique, interpretation, coordination, and rhythm. Okay, so first I'll just briefly talk about technique. With the right hand, we want to talk about rotation. If you are an advanced student, then you've gotten my practice technique routine. And on Mondays, or sorry, rather, it says day 1, for me is Monday, I focus on technique. So if I were to perform this piece, this is what I would focus on. I'd focus on outward and inward rotation of my right wrist, okay? So when I'm ascending, my wrist is going to rotate outwards to the right, and when I'm descending, my wrist is going to rotate to the left. So the wrist is constantly rotating. Let me move this a little bit. I think you could get a better angle here. So as I'm picking up my hand between intervals, I'm rotating in the opposite way, so I have time to rotate in the direction I need. So when I say that I'm rotating in the opposite way, when I lift my hand, I'm rotating inward. So when I put it back down, I can rotate outward. So here that is again a little bit faster. The first one we start up and go back down. So you can just move your thumb to the next note, D, and then rotate inward and then back outward. So quickly it looks like this. Sorry. And this will help with your speed. Because remember, your fingers will fatigue faster than your wrist will, and your wrist will fatigue faster than your arm will. Let's talk a little bit about technique for the left hand. Okay, so we have a little stroke. Sorry. I don't like to go too far away from the notes of the keyboard. I like to do just enough to leave my fingers there to depress the keys lightly. It is staccato and it's supposed to be piano. Some pianists will do this where they kind of slide up as they're playing each chord. See how the thumb is sliding? Okay, I don't prefer that method for this particular example. I think what that might create is loss of motion. So if you're doing a lot of this type of action, then you're not going to have enough time to play it adequately quickly. Oh, sorry, I have to actually read the music now. Now there are a ton of tutorials, and I'm not saying that mine is correct. These are just suggestions for you. Okay, try to keep a nice loose wrist in the left hand. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about technique with the next section of this piece. For the left hand, the ring comes off, the watch comes off. Okay, all right, so similar technique for the left hand, starting in this section. We want to rotate out and in, out again, out and back in, out again, and before we know it, we are back to this. And that sort of a thing. Now let's talk a little bit about timing to help your coordination. You should think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the left hand, you should be counting 4 to each quarter note because we want to interpret the 16th. and the 16th against a quarter is always a 4-to-1 ratio. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, and so on. Same thing for this section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and so on. So you should be counting 8 beats per measure. That's 2 groups of 4, okay? Like I said, just a brief tutorial. When you really start to internalize your rhythm, okay, which means that you have to do this very consistently, counting out loud in slow groups of 4, you can eventually move to the metronome and then increase tempo incrementally, okay, in order to play the piece at a more accelerated speed. I don't have this piece prepared, so I'm only going to play another brief section to close this tutorial. That's really what we want, and that's all I'm going to play, because otherwise, well, like I said, I don't have this piece prepared, just enough to show you the tutorial, okay? So anyway, Burgmuller Arabesque No. 2 in A minor. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.